This is Miss Popplewell. I will be your substitute teacher. Miss Anna seems to have gone missing. Personally, I think she's at a One Direction concert. Alright, so today we're going to start out with a little close reading. Everyone, grab your Oxford book of essays. Open to page 514. On the count of 3, we will begin our close reading exercise. 1, 2, 3. Hi everyone, this is Miss Anna, and that wasn't close reading. Alright, so close reading is allowing yourself to deeply engage with the text. In order to do that, you need to give yourself some extra time. Here's my friend. Sometimes in our lives we always end up rushing, doing what we need to do, but if you're really going to engage with the text, it's really hard to do it if you're just trying to get through it in order to write an essay. Alright, so give yourself some extra time. You also need pencils and pens. I love different colors of highlighters. I prefer pencils to pens because, you know, sometimes you want to erase what you've written. Alright. To start out with, I would like you to take a piece of paper. It can be small, it can be big, but I want you to write down 4 questions to think about as we close read. Alright. Here are your 4 questions. Who is speaking? What are they trying to say? How are they trying to say it? What does the text challenge me to do? Alright, so write those down and put it someplace with your Oxford book of essays or your school books. Keep this around until it just becomes second nature to ask yourselves that question, or these questions. Alright, we are going to start out with our first reading for the semester, Graham Greene's The Lost Childhood. We are only going to close read the first paragraph. Alright, so that is 515 in your textbooks. And, alright, I'll read it aloud and we'll go from there. The Lost Childhood by Graham Greene. Perhaps it is only in childhood that books have any deep influence on our lives. In later life, we admire, we are entertained, we may modify some views we already hold, but we are more likely to find in books merely a confirmation of what is in our minds already. As in a love affair, it is our own features that we see reflected flatteringly back. Alright, so take a minute to underline, circle, highlight anything in that first paragraph that to you seems really interesting. For me, just quickly show you what I have. I don't have much at the moment, but I'm going to highlight the verbs that I've underlined to make them easier to see. I'm really interested in verbs as an actor because those verbs push the line forward, right? They kind of tell us what the action of the sentence is. So also make sure to circle or underline any words that to you kind of know what they mean, but not really, because knowing exactly what the word means will really help you better understand the text. Alright, so I'm just going to read you the verbs in this paragraph, the things that to me seemed really interesting. Okay. Admire, entertained, modify, hold, find, confirmation, flatteringly, which isn't a verb, but it's an interesting word. Reflected is the other interesting verb. Okay. So now that you've kind of had a chance to just see what was interesting about the paragraph, are there any words that you don't quite know what they mean. Take a minute to look at a dictionary for those words. Alright, back with us. Okay, great. Alright, now we're going to get to our 4 questions that I asked you to write down. We have, who is speaking? In this essay, the writer himself, not a character, the writer is speaking. Graham Greene was an English novelist. He lived from 1904 to 1991. The year of my birthday, 1991. Alright, he's most known for very serious novels, but then also kind of these entertainments, they're called, kind of adventure stories. Alright, so we know that an English novelist is speaking. What are they saying? Pretty much the first sentence says, okay, this is what I, Graham Greene, am saying. Perhaps it is only in childhood that books have any deep influence on our lives. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? So, after you become a young adult, he's saying that books lose their ability to deeply impress us. Okay, so that's interesting. How are they trying to say it? How is Graham Greene trying to say only in childhood books really influence us? Well, he goes on to use those verbs that we discussed: admire, entertained, modify, hold, find, reflected, to show what happens when we grow up. All of those verbs are not super strong, they are all about, in a way, superficial changes that the text can make to us. Admire, entertained, modify, find, reflected. Not deep changes. The only verb that is really strong is hold. Okay, so you see I had marked down what was interesting to me, and now I'm using that to answer this question. What does the text challenge me to do? Any ideas? I think it's a little early for us to make that decision, but by the end of the essay, we will definitely have a better sense of that. Alright, so that is a little overview of close reading. Remember, give yourself time. Have your tools. Ask yourself these 4 questions as you read the text. Alright, I told you that each time I have a video lecture, I'll ask you a question. And to let me know that you've watched the lecture, you answer that question. What I want you to tell me is, what should I name my friend? Alright, thanks guys.